What's up, everyone? Hope everyone has having an awesome day. Today was a good day for me. I went 3-0 on my trades today with a good amount of money, and we love the green being on the stack. So let's get right into the trades. And first up, we have here was on the Nasdaq futures slash NQ, and I wanted to take this thing short, coming out of 3 hour supply here. And that's exactly what happened. We saw this nice Arval spike here, this yellow candle, and then as well as an increase in volume, as you can see at this 950 candle with a nice upper wick to support my thesis. And on top of that, we had sort of a red down movement here, and that's exactly when I got in, right at the break of this 3 hour supply zone. My first target was 12,915, which might have been a little bit inaccurate because I probably should have just held, another 10 points down to VWAP, but no big deal. I saw that the 915 previous resistant. That was the 930 candle, so he was like, all right, that was probably a good first target, and then second target was VWAP for all out. But I could have possibly waited to see how it reacted at VWAP instead of immediately jumping out, but that's all right. If I was playing with a lot more contracts, I feel like that's something to note. But yeah, overall a really good trade, really good confirmation. Everything went my way, and it was a great start to the morning, and made a decent amount of money. So pretty happy about that one. All right, next trade we have here was Netflix, and on the Netflix trade here, a really interesting trade with a ton of confirmation that I loved. I thought this trade was, a 90% win. It still was a win, just didn't work out how I wanted it to do because of one very important factor, which I'll explain in just a moment. So my confirmation for the trades here was this nice upper wick. We had an Arval spike. Volume came in. I mean, look at the size of this Arval spike. It's crazy. And a decent amount of volume. I would have liked to see a little bit more volume, maybe a little bit, more volume than this candle, but still good enough. And then the second form of confirmation was this key level slash previous day resistance at 506 area. If we come down to this 506 area, you can see that the 506 area actually acted as resistance, 2 days ago. And look at that. It was beautiful right here. And I was like, all right, this is a pretty good thing. He's got a nice drop-based drop. So good confirmation going there. And I was feeling pretty good about this. I felt even better about this as soon as it broke this trend line and kind of held value here. The one or two things that really bothered me was volume just died. And it really kind of screwed things over. And I feel like if volume came here and sellers were adamant, and we could have easily came down here for 500 and could have easily made, a good, maybe 50, 60% on the contract even, which would have been nice. But, that's all right. Another thing to note was right around 9:55, 10 o'clock was actually when NQ kind of sold off. When I made that trade that you just saw when you had that little dump. And Netflix kind of held value here, which is sort of a red flag when I was entering this trade. But due to all the other confirmation, I was feeling pretty confident, and the note to self was take profits fast because I don't know how it was going to react from this 30-minute level. We kind of ticked above the supply zone, but it was fine because of this key level. So I was feeling pretty confident based on these other confirmations here. Didn't work out how I wanted it to be, but overall a very well managed trade. So I was pretty happy with that one. I moved my stop to sort of break even slash this little 5-minute zone here inside 30-minute supply. And I moved my stop loss from high of day down to the beginning of the zone, basically. And I came out with a small but, okay profit. Profit is profit. I'm not going to complain about making money at all. And, I would have liked this to have some follow through down to 500 because I really thought I was going to get there. But, oh well, it doesn't always work out that way. But overall, still a very beautiful trade. Just didn't work out exactly how we wanted it to be. And then the final trade I took today was on ES. And obviously played SPY contracts and QQQ for the Nasdaq contracts. And here is what happened. So I saw this 5-minute trend line and kind of worried me. I'm not gonna lie. I saw this bounce once, twice, and then obviously this is 3. So I was a little bit worried about this, and sure enough, I did have problems. But here's where I entered. I entered in right at this gold arrow, as you can see. We double topped at 30-minute supply with a decent amount of volume. We had this nice volume spike here. Not an interval spike, just missed out the interval spike. I would have liked to see that. Would have liked to see a little bit more volume, but not too terrible. So I entered right here as I saw this candle turn red, speculating an RBD, which is a rally-based drop. And it didn't work out entirely how I wanted to at first. But the most important thing is stick to the plan. And this is exactly what I did. My stop loss was high of day, and I literally almost got stopped out by 1 tick, nearly. It was like 1 or 2 ticks. It was kind of nuts, and I was like, oh, here we go, right here on this 1140 candle. But I stuck with it. Now, you may have the question of why didn't I add to my position when it broke this trend line and this triple top. We had a triple top and this nice trend line break. So you're probably thinking, well, why didn't I, triple down almost? Why didn't I enter? Well, look at this. We had absolutely zero volume. I mean, obviously there was some volume. It's never zero, but we had terrible volume, and I just really didn't like that. I wasn't feeling confident. I was already close to stopping out, so I was like, you know what? Why not? Why would I do that? I mean, and I could have, in hindsight, would have worked out and I would have made more bank, but I wasn't feeling confident. Volume is super, super important. You know how much I love volume, and seeing that. Honestly, if this volume spike was here, if this candle, one of these 2 candles, just showed me some nice volume, of course I'm going to triple down here with lovely confirmation. Why not? Especially when I kind of like to ease myself into the trades. Sometimes I go all in the first entrance, but that's not what happened here. And I was pretty happy when price started to drop and it hit my target of VWAP. And it was a beautiful exit, as look what happened the rest of the day. Boom, we went up from there, and it was a beautiful trade, well managed, and I was pretty happy about that one. So let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you need any help, or have any questions about this strategy or what I do, and just DM me or shoot me a comment on YouTube, or do your thing. All right, guys, take it easy and peace.